at GBS Dubai. Dr. Rashma will be running this webinar. My name is Junaid, and my colleague Amro is also here, and we will be able to answer any questions that you might have related to admissions, related to scholarships at GBS Dubai. So please feel free to ask us questions in the chat box or in the Q&A. The topic of today's webinar is construction management, and we're focusing on net zero buildings for sustainability. Dr. Rashma heads our construction management program at GBS Dubai, and she will be very happy to tell you more about this amazing topic and a little bit about our program. So, Dr. Rashma, please, the mic is yours. My camera will be off, but I'm here.
Okay, thank you so much. So let me share my screen. I hope my screen is visible. Is it visible, my screen? Is my screen visible?
Yes, Dr. Rashma, it is visible. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you everyone for joining for the masterclass for construction management. Today's topic of discussion is net zero buildings for sustainability. How can sustainability be at the core of construction? So in this session, we will discuss about sustainability, the need for sustainable construction, the design approaches that we take, how the country UAE is dealing with sustainability, and how sustainability can be achieved by using different techniques and materials used in construction, and a summary. And along with this, I'll give you a brief introduction to what is being offered here in GBS Dubai. Okay, so coming to introduction, sustainable construction. According to Environmental Protection Agency, sustainable construction means the practice of creating structures and using processes that are environmentally responsible and resource efficient throughout the life cycle of a building, starting from setting out, that means starting from the start of construction to the full construction cycle of a building or any structure. So the concept of sustainability at its core considers the resilience of natural environment and practices that impact it. That means whatever construction we do, that needs to go with the environment. So therefore, in sustainability, we consider three pillars. One is people, the other one is environment, and the third one we consider is economic factors. So what sustainability means is it is meeting the needs of the current generation without compromising the needs of future generation. That means we have to make sure you can use your resources wisely, but at the same time, we have to save the resources for the future generation. So if you consider it as an option, it is not an option, it is a necessity. During the 20th century, the world realized that there is depletion of natural resources and also there is abundant pollution of land, water and air. So thereby, that means from 20th century itself, this concept of sustainability has come up. So it is not a new concept. So according to World Congress of Architects in Chicago that happened in 1993, a sustainable society restores, preserves, and enhances nature and culture for the benefit of all the people living in this world. But today's society is not seriously taking the environment and is actually degrading the environment. So this practice is not sustainable. So after this period, that is in the 20th century, people or the world started caring for the world, for the future. So what is the need of sustainability? So if you consider buildings, buildings have high energy consumption. For example, if you see in this picture, you can see 48% is the energy consumption of buildings, which is high when compared to the other two factors. So this energy is mostly derived, or we are getting this energy from fossil resources, which are non-renewable sources. Along with this, when we are using fossil sources, it will create global warming. And additionally, the construction always generates more solid waste, as you can see in this picture. So what you need to do is, for sustainability, we have to replace all these polluting sources with clean, renewable sources of energy. Now, the renewable sources of energy, we can consider it as wind, solar energy, biomass, geothermal energy, and so on. So we must increase the efficiency of our building, and we have to make sure the energy that we are using for the building should be reduced, or we can make use of renewable sources of energy. So what are the advantages of sustainable buildings? Sustainable buildings are unique. The design of energy response towards the energy consumption makes a building unique. So generally, if you see modern buildings, you will see they are all similar, but actually sustainable buildings are unique buildings. Towards the middle of the presentation, I'll be showing some pictures of sustainable buildings in Dubai. And over the years, we learn how to design the sustainable buildings. We also say it as zero energy buildings. Now, in this picture, you will see along x-axis, that is energy consumption per year. And here, there are different types of buildings. So if you see all these buildings, the energy used is imported energy. So we are using external sources for energy consumption. So when it comes to this building, there is on-site energy production. So you can consider this building as a sustainable building. For example, in those type of buildings, you will be using renewable sources such as photovoltaics are being used on the roof. Coming to sustainable design approach, we need to consider 4 R's. The first approach is reduce. That means reduce the waste, you will get more efficient building. Reuse, renovate and reuse the materials if possible, or even the building itself. Recycle of materials which is used for the construction, and regenerate or restoration. These are the 4 R's that we consider for sustainable design approach. Reduce. In a traditional construction, there are a lot of construction waste that happens during and after the construction that need to be minimized. This can be achieved by using alternate or sustainable methods of construction. And also, people think that when they live in bigger houses, they are more happy, which is not true. For example, in this, you can see the square meters of floor area versus different countries. So in the year 2011, if you see, in one country, then the area that has been used is much higher than the other countries. So for example, when it compares to UK, in 2011, the square meter of area that has been used for building construction for a small house is much higher than that has been used in other parts of the world. So it is not the bigger houses that makes the people happy. It is the sustainable buildings that makes the people happy, because it adds to the quality of life. Next is reuse and recycle. Now, if you see, we have to reuse the building instead of demolishing the building. Okay, so if you have a building and if the building is stable, you can change the functionality of the building and you can still use it. So the old building need not be demolished. It can be used for some other purpose if it is structurally stable. Now, deconstruction is another process of recycling. You can make use of already used materials. Regenerate. Generally, in this part of the world, the temperature is high, and also you can make use of shading elements. So fruit-bearing plants can be used as the shading elements, as you can see in this picture. Now, this is another example wherein the roofs are equipped with solar hot water collectors and also photovoltaic panels so that the energy consumption can be minimized. So the sustainable approach is, you can say, reduce, which is the best option. So if it is required, only you make use of it, and also reduce the waste. Now, the second approach, if you see, reuse and recycle, and also you can go for regeneration. That means you can make use of natural resources as shading elements and so on. And dispose should be the worst option in the case of sustainability. Now, coming to the characteristics of zero energy house, the net zero building, it should have proper orientation, and depending on the climate and function, it should be compact as possible. In this part of the world, if you see, many buildings are light colored because white is the greenest color. And you should have super insulated walls, roof and floor so that the solar radiation will not enter and causes the higher load. So airtight construction is also required, and high performance, properly orientation of the windows are also very important. And during windows, the windows should be fully shaded during summer. We can make use of active or passive resources in the building so that we can make zero energy building. Along with that, we have to make use of higher efficiency appliances, be it electric lighting or heating and cooling equipment, or any equipment which is required for reducing the load on the building, electric load on the building. Now, you can also see photovoltaics on the roof can also produce electricity whenever required. So you don't have to rely on any external sources. You are actually producing the energy for the building by using photovoltaic cells. Now, for sustainable building design, what you need to do is you need to design and build energy efficient buildings. Thereby, you can save energy. Now, you can utilize the existing structure and you can convert that to another purpose without developing an open space from scratch. You can create a community in which all the facilities are available and you can make use of it so that the travel time can be reduced, which can actually add to the community when it comes to the social pillar. Reduce the material use, optimize the design such that there is no wastage, and also make sure the materials are efficiently utilized. Protect and enhance the site. Always work with the nature. That means you need to construct the building in alignment with the nature. You must be knowing about the falling water house, wherein the house is constructed without disturbing the nature. And also you have to select low impact materials. So if you're using low environmental impact efficient materials, it will be good for the nature. And also the duration or durability and adaptability should be maintained, because the more you use it, then maybe either it can be used for its fullest potential or it can be recycled. Save water. Now there is depletion of clean water, and that needs to be make sure the water used in the building are recycled, and then it can be considered as water efficient. Now, make the buildings healthy. That means you have to provide a safe and comfortable indoor environment that includes the air quality as well as thermal comfort. And minimize construction and demolition waste. Return, reuse and recycle job site waste. Now this minimize construction and demolition waste. Even during the construction, you should make sure even during the demolition, the value of the materials used in construction stands, and it can be recycled and it can be reused. And clean up your business. That means make sure your business is giving only minimum impact to the world, and you can also spread this good practice with your peers. Now, if you see in a building, the major requirements of load is because for heating, cooling, or lighting. All this can be accomplished within the building by moving energy into or out of the building. For example, in this part of the world, it is hot. So we need to make sure that indoor environment is cool. And also for the lighting, we can make sure that we are using natural sources of light. Now, along with net zero buildings, we have positive energy buildings as well. So this is a new terminology. If you see, positive energy building means whatever energy that is required for operating that particular building will be there, and the building is capable of producing more energy than it is required for its operation. So what they can do is the extra energy that they are producing can be sold to nearby buildings, or it can be stored for its future use. Now, coming to sustainability ratings, there are different ratings in order to identify whether the building is sustainable or not. One is LEED, then Estidama, Al-Safa, and Barchi. These three ratings are applicable to the buildings in UAE, and LEED is an internationally accepted sustainability rating. So we'll discuss one by one. So LEED certification, that is Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, which is a certification provided by United States Green Building Council. And there are some certification requirements such as innovation, indoor environmental quality, the materials and resources used, the location and transportation, sustainable sites, energy and atmosphere, and water efficiency. So in this LEED certification, they have different certificates, for example, certified silver, gold, and platinum. And depending on the points earned based on the certification requirements, this platinum or gold or silver or certified will be awarded. Now, coming to the rating system which is used in UAE, especially in Abu Dhabi, that is known as Estidama. Estidama means continuity in progress. And this is an Arabic word and it means continuity in progress. So in Estidama, there is a Pearl rating system and the requirements are more or less similar to that of LEED, LEED certified system. But in this, there is one more pillar that has been added. The three pillars, if you see, people, that is society, environmental and economic. But in UAE, we have added this culture. So that is the fourth pillar that has been taken into account in these ratings. So here, if you see, there are 1 Pearl, 2 Pearl, 3 Pearl, 4 Pearl, and 5 Pearl ratings. Now, another sustainability rating which is available in Dubai is Al-Safat, which means cleaner. Okay, so this is the rating that is available and is being used in Dubai. Now, we can see some pictures of sustainable buildings in UAE. So these are the buildings. Some of the buildings will is familiar and may be familiar to you. This is Museum of the Future, and you can see all the other buildings. And these are some other different buildings. And this building, if you see, it has got a 4 Pearl rating. And these are another set of buildings. You can see Etihad Museum over here. These are the buildings or the pavilions from Expo 2020. So some of you must have visited Expo 2020 and you can see these pavilions. You must have visited, right? Okay, so before going to sustainability regulations in Dubai, I would like to show you a video on Estidama, which is the sustainability rating in Abu Dhabi. So let me share that with you. Okay, I hope you understood about the SG Dharma, the sustainability rating, which is being given for the buildings in Abu Dhabi. Sustainability means we have to live along with the nature so that we can preserve and so that we will have the better quality of life. So, coming to sustainability regulations in Dubai, uh, according to Dubai municipality, green building regulations and specifications are based on the principle of improving the performance of building in terms of reducing the consumption of energy, water, and materials. And additionally, you need to improve the public health, safety, and general welfare. So, for sustainability regulations, according to Dubai municipality, we have to make sure that planning, design, construction and operations of the buildings should be sustainable, and you have to include all the sustainability regulations as per the ministry, as per the guidelines, so that Dubai can be turned into a vibrant city and with luxury of sustainable living. Sustainability in Dubai. According to Dubai 2040 Urban Master Plan, this plan was launched in 2021. The vision of this plan is to make Dubai the best city to live in. As I told you, for sustainable buildings, the advantage is that if the building is sustainable, the people will be happy because of the indoor environment being very favorable to the people living it. That will help uh, so that their health and even the mental well-being will be taken care of, especially during the times of COVID. People were all indoors, and this indoor quality of life is very important. Now, according to sustainability goals in this part of the world, by 2030, all new buildings must operate at net zero carbon, and by 2050, all the buildings, this 2030 is all the new buildings, and if you see 2050, all buildings must operate at net zero carbon. That means by 2050, the old buildings should undergo all the retrofitting works and needs to be a sustainable building. So Al Safat is the green building system rating which is given. So it was accepted as a green building rating system in the year 2016. So there is a new or the latest version of this Al Safat guidelines which is released in January 2023. So, as you know, this year is Year of Sustainability, and the theme of this year is Today for Tomorrow. And if coming to COP28, this year is a historic year for UAE. Actually, COP is this conference of parties. The 20th session is being held. It will be held during November to December in this year. The venue is Dubai Expo City. This is the better location to host this event because this event will discuss about the climatic changes in relation with this United Nations framework, and also the place is Dubai Expo City. Dubai Expo already hosted a lot of buildings which are sustainable and they have same goals in common. So that means achieving or sustainability and also encouraging global cooperation to address this issues on climatic change. As you can see, there are different climatic problems all over the world, droughts or flash floods and so on. The temperature is increasing if you see, and so many weather changes. This can be overcome by only by making use of or by constructing sustainable buildings. So sustainability at the core of construction, we can make the construction sustainable by different methods. One is lean construction, sustainable use of sustainable construction materials, carbon reduction tools, then sustainable methods of construction, circular economy, building information modeling. So you have to construct cleaner, leaner, and greener. We will see one by one. So a criteria of a green building or a sustainable building are, it should be water efficient. There should be indoor environmental quality that includes air, then acoustics and so on. It should be durable and it should have maintainable design. That means the durability of the materials which is used in construction should be there, and it should be energy efficient, and you should use eco-friendly materials, and there should be reduction of waste. Now, coming to lean construction means reducing waste during the entire duration of construction project by including novel ways to maximize productivity and efficiency. This is actually similar to value engineering. That means even after the lifetime of the structure, that should have maximum value with minimum cost. So even in lean construction, you should be able to reduce the waste. So you have to design in such a way that the productivity is maximum and the waste is minimum and the efficiency is higher. So you have to make use of sustainable construction materials. So that means you have to make use of locally available materials, and the materials should be durable, and you have to make sure these materials will not add to greenhouse gases. If it is adding to greenhouse gases, it is not sustainable. For example, this is a 3D printing picture of Dubai municipality, and here you can see they have used locally available materials along with the cementitious materials for construction. Okay, so those materials are sustainable because it is locally available as well as it is durable. Carbon reduction tools, that means the materials that you're using, it should be eco-friendly materials, because even during the transportation of the materials to the site, there is an embodied carbon dioxide during construction, during maintenance, during the end of life, during the life cycle also there is an embodied carbon dioxide that needs to be minimized, or we can make use of eco-friendly materials that should be maintained throughout the whole life cycle of the building. Even during this demolition, or you should be able to use the materials, reuse or recycle the materials. Now, next is alternative methods of construction, or we can say that sustainable methods of construction. For example, if you're using prefabricated components in construction, we can reduce the wastage in construction, prefabricated construction. Another way is the latest technology is 3D printed technology. This is a traditional construction method. A lot of stakeholders, a lot of people working, and then you're getting a house, and along with the house, you will get a lot of waste. So there is less management in traditional methods of construction. But when it comes to 3D printed, which is the latest technology, then there is no waste or minimum waste. And also the time that takes for constructing the structure is very less. Number of people required will be less, and also health and safety will be very much improved than the traditional method of construction. Now, coming to circular economy, it is related to, again, you have to always make sure that even during the full life cycle of the project, starting from this manufacturing of building products, then design and procurement, construction, operation and use, then renovation and retrofit, and demolition. Again, after demolition, again, you can recycle, and again, you can use it for manufacturing of building products. So this is a circular economy. That is what we are looking forward for sustainable growth. BIM and sustainable construction, building information modeling is being used, especially in Dubai municipality. If you see all the projects, we have to submit a building information model. This can help to complete the project within the budget, within the budget, and also within the time, so that time management is there. You can completely manage the project, and the flow of information is in real-time mode. That means the stakeholders, there are a lot of stakeholders in a construction, and all the people involved in the construction will be well informed about what is happening, and that is the advantages of BIM. And if you would like to use of sustainable construction, if you're using a BIM software such as Revit, the information will be reached to all the stakeholders, and if you need permission, that will be done from the client very quickly, or client or consultant. So real-time information which saves time and thereby saving the cost, and also proper management also will happen. So BIM is actually a process which is used for constructing the building or operating the building or even managing the building for the full life cycle of the building. Now, so I would like to summarize for sustainability in construction sector. What you need to do is you need to construct cleaner, leaner, and you have to also make use of sustainable materials. Cleaner in the sense, when a supplier is giving you a material, you have to make sure that it is a sustainable material. So ethical practices also comes into picture, and you have to make sure that there is minimum wastage. And leaner, that means minimum wastage, and also greener, you have to make sure you're using locally available materials, and the materials will not harm the environment. So that's all about the sustainable construction. And these are my references. So let's go to what we are offering at GBS Dubai. So we are offering level 4 and 5 construction management program. That is level 4 higher national certificate in construction, construction management, and level 5 higher national diploma in construction management. So in year 1, you have these units: construction technology, practice and management, construction information, legal and statutory responsibilities in construction, and building information model. And there will be a project. So it's an individual project. And here you can see the units which are marked in red. These are actually the core units. That means core units. And if you see this blue colored units, these are optional units. Similarly, in year 2, the units are contracts and management, project management, and management for complex building projects. And there is a group project for 30 credits. And these are the core units. And here these are the optional units. So if you see the progression pathways, level 4 and 5 is actually equivalent to university year 1 and 2. So once you finish higher national diploma, you can progress towards level 6 and 7, which is equivalent to bachelor's, or you can go for employment. So higher national certificate, that is year, so level 4 equivalent to year 1 is the qualification for 120 credits. And again, for diploma, the qualification is for 120 credits, that is level 5. So adding up, you will get 240 credits. So these are the criteria. So if you have 90 credits at level 4, you can progress towards level 5. Okay, so if a student could not finish level 4, the student will be awarded HLC, that is equivalent to level 4. So higher national diploma is a 2 years program with a total credit of 240 credits. So how we are delivering the qualification at GBS is we have 4 semesters. One semester is equivalent to 10 weeks, and 2 units will be delivered in each semester. So in September to December, we'll be delivering 2 units. January to March, 2 units. March to May, 2 units. And June to August, 2 units. Now, once you finish this higher national diploma, you can progress to bachelor's. That is bachelor in civil engineering. You can go for building surveying. You can go for bachelor's in quantity surveying, architectural technology, building services engineering, HVAC, that is heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, surveying, construction management, project management, facilities management, structural engineering, and so on. our students are getting accepted in different universities after doing the higher nationals diploma. So construction management, if you are progressing for, or if you are going for an employment after higher national diploma, you will be given roles such as assistant design coordinator, design and build coordinator, construction site supervisor, site engineers, planning engineers, health and safety manager, supervisors, and so on. So these are the abbreviations. BTech is Business and Technology Education Council. HNC is certificate and HND is higher national diploma. So if you see in a nutshell, Pearson qualifications are occasional, practical, and career based. It's the assignments that we give them is based on the real world of work, and also we take them for different sites for field visits, and learners develop and apply the knowledge that employees are looking for. This is an assignment based system, so there are no exams. The grading is qualitative with pass, merit, and distinction. So stress and tension free. And also the standard verifiers from Pearson, they all have appreciated our efforts. So about GBS Dubai, our institute is located in Dubai Knowledge Park, Block 5. We have transportation facilities available and accommodation is also available. Scholarships are available for eligible candidates. And if you are someone looking for a construction management program or course at GBS Dubai, please reach out to our admissions team. So these are some of the photos of GBS Dubai. And thank you so much. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rashma. So for anyone who was unable to attend live, we'll also be putting this up on our YouTube channel. So once again, thank you so much, Dr. Rashma. And I hope we can do more events with you in the future, more webinars, especially for construction management on different topics. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you. Thank you so
Take
much.
care. Have a nice
Thank
day.
you. Yeah.
Bye-bye.